Okay, so we're working on the Mazda 2010 CX-7 non-turbo 2.5 liter 5-speed automatic transmission. We're going to be changing out the transmission fluid and filter and pan gasket, hopefully. So let's get to it. Alright, see the underside of the engine. Over here on the driver's side, got it up on ramps. It's fairly level. I've got a sloped driveway and I've got it up on the ramps, so it's not perfectly level, but it's pretty close. First thing we have to do is take off this splash guard. 10 millimeter. That looks like 3, 6, 7, 8 screws, I believe. Okay, so there's the transmission pan. So my pan has 20 bolts around it. Also has a drain plug. So what we're going to do first is we're going to drain it, just to see how much oil comes out. For you guys that just want to flush the or swap out the oil, don't want to change the filter, because the filter, I mean, most of the bolts are pretty easy to get to, except once you get over here. So here's your frame. You know, some of these might be a challenge. Once you get back into here, got to go around the frame, and I don't know, we'll see if I can get a swivel head or something on there. They look like all 10 millimeter, and that is hang on, let me see. So that's 8 millimeter hex. Alright, let's see if we can get that thing busted loose. One little snap, that's all it took. It's got a crush washer on it too. Engine's hot. Yeah, it's pretty dark. I was told it was pretty dark too by the... But like I said, it only has 96,000 miles on it. So it's not super old. Okay, let's let that drain for a minute. Alright, it's been about 5 minutes. Pretty much done draining. Got a new crush washer on here. It was the original crush washer, so you couldn't see it because it was painted the same color as the drain plug. So anyways, new crush washer. Got it from the dealer along with the oil, transmission fluid. This takes M5 transmission fluid, they call it M5, and it was at the dealer, which was as cheap as anywhere. It was about $7 a quart. I'm not gonna tighten that super tight, just snug for now. $7 a quart. Let's see what came out of it. Alright, so this is an Amazon fully synthetic empty oil container. 1, 2, 3, 4 quarts, 5 quart container.
see inside this container. There's no clear, there's no sight glass on this thing. So we're going to have to really get down and look to see how much. Alright, that's most of it. There might be a couple drops in there, not much.
Man, you can't see squat. Got a flashlight shining down in there, and I see the lines. Very hard to see. It's right there, just over 3 quarts. Not quite 3.5 quarts. So if you're just draining your transmission, just want to change the fluid, buy 4 quarts, and that should be plenty. Here's the fluid I bought, Mazda Type M5. Check your transmission because they've got, I think the turbo version of the Mazda CX-7 is a 6-speed automatic. It might take a different fluid, but mine is 5-speed automatic. It takes the M5 fluid. Here's the filter, transmission filter, and gasket that I got. It's a rubber gasket. Beck Arnley. I got it from Rock Auto. It was about, I can't remember how much it was. Somewhere around 20 bucks. They had the cheapest, even with their shipping added on, they had the cheapest price. They had a cheaper version of the filter and gasket. This was not the most expensive, this was not the cheapest. But I wanted to get one that had a decent rubber gasket, and it looks like it does. Let's see if we can get the pan off. Okay, so you can get all the bolts with a swivel head, wherever my swivel head is. You're going to need some kind of a swivel. There's 2 bolts. This is the driver's side. Back here in this corner, there's one, and then one up here right by the drain plug. Here's the driver's side tire. There's 2 bolts. There's only 2 that are really hard to get to, but you can get them with a swivel head. I'm using 1/4-inch drive. 10 millimeter is the size they all are. So there's 20 of them. The rest of them should be pretty good. It's just those 2 you might have a little trouble with. Alright, so all 20 bolts are out. Let's see if we can get this pan off. It's the original, so I'm not sure how much of a mess I'm going to make or how hard it is going to get off. But I can see it comes. Woo! There we go. And there's still, I would say, 1/2 quart oil in the bottom of the pan. You can see the gasket material. There's your filter. Should be fun getting that gasket material off of the, yep, that's all that rubber, especially on the inside over here. That could take a while. Hopefully I've got a sharp blade utility knife of some kind. So here's the bottom of the pan. So here's your drain plug right there. So, and here's your magnet. And you can see it's got a good amount of sludge of some kind, material. Hopefully it's not too much metal, but one of the reasons I'm changing the fluid is because there's a little bit of shudder between first and second gear. When I say shudder, you can feel a slight vibration. It doesn't do it at idle or anything else. It's only between first and second. There's not much on the bottom of the pan. Let's get to cleaning. Alright, so you got some kind of a plug on your, hanging on your filter, and you just pull it straight down, it comes off. So this filter should pull straight down. Goes, where does it go? Goes like this. So your gasket's over here. So that's where it's going to be tight. There's nothing on the other side, just a pin to hold it in place. So pull straight down. Just like that. So just to put the old one or the new one in, just do the opposite. I think we're going to leave it off for now, because I want to get this old material off of here first. And that's going to be the long and tedious project. Okay, so we got the gasket material all cleaned up. It wasn't too bad. It was a lot easier here than it was on the pan. So what I did was I used a couple different chemicals to try to dissolve it. Alright, like I was saying, WD-40 works as good as anything to dissolve that glue. I've used WD-40 on glue before and it works pretty well. So, you know, I just sprayed it down with WD-40 and started scraping, used a wire brush, got the bulk of it off, and then sprayed it again with WD-40 and used a wire brush, and it came off pretty easily. So let's see if we can get that filter on there. Okay, so the filter should just snap back in place. You get this hole goes, or this goes into that hole. This goes into that hole. Should just snap right in. Make sure you put some oil on there. Make sure you get it in lined up right, of course, too. Kind of hard to see because I got the light shining in the wrong spot. There. This plug fits between those. There's two grooves there, or two posts, and then you gotta fits in the hole. That's it. It's in. So here's what the transmission pan looks like, all cleaned. There's the magnet, goes there, and the drain plug is right there. So this project's now taking longer because my wife brought me a drink. So okay, so there you go, it's on. I don't know what the torquing sequence is. I kind of go star pattern, and I don't know what the torque specs are, but you don't have to put them on too tight, just nice and firm. Make sure they're all the same. That's the big thing. I got the Torx head drain nut tightened. Going to put about 4 quarts in it. Let's check and see how much we got out of the pan and the filter. Alright, so there's the 4 quart mark, and you can kind of see a line. I got just a hair over 4 quarts with the filter change. So, not too hard of a job. Took me about, well, it would take about 2 hours if you weren't messing with the camera. Anyways, save yourself some money. It's not that hard. If you have a swivel head, 10mm, shouldn't be any problem. Good luck.